Hello everybody, welcome to Let's Play The Outer Worlds. My name is Damulius. Now I've been, between episodes I've been, how shall we say, exploring the world a little bit. And I have found a few upgrades to my gear. I've also been, let me bring up the map a little bit so I can show you just where I've been. If it will load, yes, thank you. So, over here, between the community center and this place where the deserted deserters, there was an entire canyon filled with primals, and I found some very interesting weapons there, like Old Reliable, a unique LMG. So I'm using that now, and Parvati is using my old one. I've also found some. Literally a few minutes ago, I found this one. I still need to upgrade it to level 6. And yeah, I've also found tactical shotguns, and most of my stuff is level 5. Armor is level 5 because it's very expensive to upgrade now. My weapons are level 6. And yeah, but basically as soon as I upgraded those weapons, everything just became so bloody easy to kill that it's not even funny. It's basically completely negated any form of challenge that the game can throw my way. So that, among other things, is a big reason why I really want to continue the story now. Let's increase this thing to level 6. I haven't tried him yet, so but I intend to do that now. But also, I've been I got a few quests that I can turn in, so I can turn in this one. I have found the one in the community center, but I seriously cannot find the one that's supposed to be in the cannery, in an unused office. I've searched every single room of the cannery several bloody times, and I cannot find it. So I do not know where it's supposed to be, but yeah, I simply can't find it. But let's go
We
turn
needed
in
nothing but salt tuna for a
some
year.
quests.
Just the way it goes, I suppose.
Hello there.
Something to report?
Oh yeah. Here to turn in a bounty.
We pay by the finger. What do you have for me?
All 3 of them.
Gil Antrim. Real name, Guillaume. Duly processed by a freelancer on behalf of Spacer's Choice. I remember him. He was just a kid last I saw him. Shame. I'll just need your signature here, 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 and here. Got any more fingers for me?
500 for a bounty. That's pretty nice.
Mabel Burgess. Age 37. Right or left-handed? Let's just say no longer.
I just wanted to say, does it matter?
Remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical every fiscal quarter. Guess she couldn't keep her hands off her patient's medicine. Still one outstanding bounty. If you've got a finger, I've got the paperwork.
Oh yeah, I do have it.
Here we are. Bertie Cotton. Cause of death. Let's just say overwhelming physical trauma. Bert was the local preacher before Max took over. Always was quick to remind us that we all get what we deserve in the end.
Guess that applies
So
to him
that's
as well.
all 3. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprint ink. Here's all the compensation you've earned, plus a bonus.
Junior Constable badge.
You've done such a bang-up job hunting down our former workers that I thought it only proper to deputize you. Congratulations.
Okay. I don't met so many of your people end up marauders.
Let me stop you there. It is official Spacer's Choice policy that all marauders, regardless of prior affiliation to the Spacer's Choice brand, no longer qualify as our people.
That doesn't really answer my question.
Marauders are folk who lost the will to keep working, wandered out into the wilds and gave into their baser instincts. Not everyone's cut out to work in Edgewater. Some turn deserter, some turn marauder. None of them get my sympathy.
Yeah, okay. Marauders seem to like adrenal time.
Everybody likes Adrenatime. It is the finest medical drug ever developed by Spacer's Choice. Much better than that crap Anti-Cleo pedals. Sure, a little too much adrenatime can bring out the violent animal in you, but if overdosing on adrenatime turns you into a lunatic, you have only yourself to blame. Says so right on the warning label. Violent psychosis is a well-documented and legally accounted for side effect of adrenatime.
Okie dokie. Let's go turn into the medicine.
Wish we had some better rations.
I know how you feel.
Although, come to think of it, no, actually, let's turn it over to the guy that's,
Hey,
yeah, this
I
one.
need to talk to you.
Wait, who was that? Who the hell are you?
Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead.
Excuse me. He's got symptoms of something. You're saying it's what the fuck is psychosomatic?
All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic.
So what do you need it
I probably
for?
shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do.
Let me worry about that.
Alright, here's a summary. A lot of sick people in this town, and we don't have the medicine to treat them all. Can't reach out to corporate without crossing a river of red tape, so I'm reaching out to you.
Again, you need someone to smuggle you medicine under the table.
Something like that. Look, I'm not in the habit of law breaking, but sometimes you've got to do the wrong thing for the right reasons.
In that case, sure.
Thanks. I'll see to it that this medicine gets to the people who need it. Here, something for your trouble. Nothing personal, but I hope we never do business together again. Don't want to make a habit of consorting with smuggler types.
You're the one who came to me. Never? That's harsh. At least leave me something to remember you by.
You do have some cheek on you. Lucky for you, I kept a little contingency fee in case you tried to negotiate with me.
So I'm curious. Who are you going to give the medicine to?
Somebody deserving. Silas on account of him being out in the cold. Amelia seeing how she's around people all the time. Anybody in the sick room?
So what do you do here?
Oh, I'm an actuary. That means I keep tabs on a worker's living expenses. How much it costs to feed, clothe, shelter, bury, and replace your average human worker. Technically, I'm employed by the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources.
Okay. Well, you know, that's one way to finish a quest. Sorry, Evan, after you're shit out of luck. But I think I already explored this.
Not a peep for me.
Or not. Hey. 8 bits. Woohoo. Apparently you can't shoot through that thing. Okay, he's level 5.
I'm ready for this.
Yeah, these things are pretty tough. Parvati, what are you doing? Why the fuck can't I climb this thing? Did you...
That's smart.
Woohoo!
I've always wanted to poke around in here.
So that's what we're going to be doing. So I do wonder who the guy with the tennis ball for a head is. It's probably like a mascot or something.
The control room should be ahead somewhere and a touch to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
All together.
Yeah, okay, the plasma shotgun isn't really phasing them too much. Right, let's take it. So they got some. Okay, that's weird. So apparently someone was trying to purge everything. Return to copy to the repair bay. Even when everyone's dying around them, they're still like stuck in their corporate way of thinking. Ooh, vending machine. What do we have here? Okay. So the silencer. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's the outside. No, wait a minute. We got spill points available. Let's actually hold on to those points. Is this underwater? No, I completely forgot to do something. I wanted to talk to the mayor of Edgewater first before to see if I could like persuade him to. What the fuck's this? Okay, so we have to find out what the passcode is. Okay, I think I'm gonna spend the points on stealth, considering that increases your hacking and lockpicking skills. And I had intended to put them in in ranged, but considering I really don't have trouble doing damage at the moment, I think I'm more benefited by having a higher hack skill and the like.
Dang, that's impressive.
Okay, so in this case it really didn't help us any. In this case, it saved us 2 bypass shunts. Holy shit, what? 465 bit cartridges. Okay, that's pretty damn nice. You can buy a lot of... Seriously, we lack 1 point of... Wow, okay. I'm thinking. I think one of these items raised your mind. Yeah, this one. Let's see if that allows us to. I think it gives you a bonus to your. Hell yeah! I mean, it's gonna cost us 5 bypass shots, but at least we're going to be able to enter here.
Great work.
Grab the logic module. Oh, we needed a logic module for. Oh, okay. But something tells me that we need to go down there before we can bypass the energy. So let me check that, just to be sure. Well, you can't dodge if you're over encumbered. Makes sense, I guess. Yeah, I knew it. Please activate all 3 electric track switches. So.
3 switches. That'll be easy enough.
Well, they're probably gonna be guarded by an army of robots. Aside from that, let's head back to town first, considering I want to talk to, what's the guy called? I forgot.
Gosh, that's clever.
But that major guy type person.
Oh, wow.
Alright, so this is the manager's office. Let's see if we can find any information here. Okay, so that's a nice start. They want them to dismiss 5 of his subordinates. Okay. Okay, so this is the reply from the manager, basically saying that, hey, everyone here failed to meet the quotas, which, yeah, okay. Okay, so this is interesting. Right after his reply, they told him that they had um, so right after after his reply, they replied that they closed a new insurance policy, and that insurance policy included the robots, but that they should not interpret the insurance policy as like something something, like we're replacing you something something. But yeah, makes me wonder if the manager like caused it or if the robots just went haywire. Be interesting to see. First, we're gonna head back to town. It's Spacer's Choice. Hey, Reed.
If you could see your way to getting us our power back, I'd appreciate it. Go ahead.
You're taking a look around town lately.
It is my job to keep 2 eyes on my town. I am the steward of this place, and this is my watch post.
Okay, your town is falling to pieces.
I wish you wouldn't say things like that.
You disagree?
Yes, as a matter of fact. When I stand at my window and look out over my town, here's what I see. I see decent, loyal, hard-working people. I see a family. We are all part of the Spacer's Choice family. We are all doing what we were brought into this world to do.
You're loyal to Spacer's Choice.
This is a Spacer's Choice town. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. The company keeps us warm, keeps us fed, keeps us working. Loyalty's got nothing to do with it, friend. This is good old-fashioned gratitude.
Oh, they're not keeping you warm or fed or whatever. They're exploiting that. Your asses out. How long have you worked here?
I'm trying to remember 25 years, 26. When you get to my age, the years just rush by. You stop counting altogether.
So he wasn't
I
born
remember
here?
looking out this window and seeing the veils spread out from horizon to horizon. We were a sprawling town. We were booming. Times change. People change. But the veil will always be here. Spacer's Choice will always be here. Our work won't ever end. I take comfort in that. Go ahead.
Okay. You seem pretty fixed on bringing Adelaide back to town.
Adelaide was our only flavor specialist. We are a Saltuna canning institution. Saltuna without flavor is like a cysty pig without tumors, borderline inedible.
Wait, what? A cysty pig without tumors. Don't you people eat anything other than Saltuna?
Word up to me, friend. I'd stack our larders with Saltuna galore. No other brand of Saltuna adds as much vim or vigor to the body's humors. But, and this is something we must keep between the two of us, Saltuna is hard to come by, what with being a species indigenous to the seas of another world.
Hang on, so what are you coming here? So what are you canning here exactly?
Oh, we've scavenged together some organic material from the surrounding environs. Mostly organic, mostly local mushrooms. Some of which possess a texture akin to a well-boiled slab of saltuna. The difference is all but impossible to detect to any but the prissiest of palate.
So here I was assuming that they at
Go
least,
ahead.
put meat in the cannons, but it's mostly mushrooms. What makes you think I can convince these deserters to come back?
That you are not one of us may work to your advantage. Adelaide and her folk loathe the people of Edgewater, you see. I admit the fault was mine. I'm about as diplomatic as a bristling canid. I just hope Adelaide and her folk will see their way past my flaws and return to town.
This is an ugly place to live. Of course people are gonna walk away.
Nature is uglier. There is safety here. Safety and purpose. But not all of us see that. And I cannot force that vision upon them. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. We have lost even more to plague. But it is why we must square our shoulders and carry on.
So what I find interesting is that he's not, when you're talking about beauty, he's only talking about things that you can see. And at least when I picked that option, I was more thinking about the beauty of the people here, which fucking sucks. People are fucking scumbags here in this place. So you and Adelaide have a personal history?
Losing Adelaide was the hardest. She was our only flavor specialist. When she walked away, I knew we were in trouble. Spacer's Choice Saltuna is renowned across the system for its quality flavors and additives. We used to sell citrus-flavored Saltuna in our heyday. Ever since Adelaide left, we have been reduced to selling unflavored and spearmint. Go ahead.
We need to have a word about this plague.
Can we not? Talking about unpleasant things always gets my bile up.
You withhold medicine from your own workers.
If I had enough medicine to treat everyone who fell sick, I would, but I don't. I can't save everyone. So I have to choose.
That's monstrous.
Yes, it is. And it's necessary.
No, it's bloody not.
Choice is a family. And the survival of the family is more important than the survival of the individual.
How long has this plague been happening?
That I cannot say. There was no moment when the plagues began. Disease always lurks on the fringes of society, waiting to infect the idle and the lethargic. But in the last 10 years, the plagues have become progressively worse and increasingly frequent.
I have the idea that it has something to do with the... Wait, what is this? You should have developed immunity after repeated exposure to a single strain of contagion.
Corporate doesn't like us using the word should. It encourages the imagination. I believe plague is a test. It is a test of our loyalty and our fortitude. And it is one we will see through to the end.
Let me ask you something else.
Go ahead. Can we not?
Okay, so there's nothing more that we can get out of him. He really fails to see, what's going on here, and yeah, I was kind of hoping that now that we talked to Adelaide, that we might have some options to, I don't know, convince him to consider a truce or something to that nature. But obviously, that's not what's going on here. Let's sit down here.
Nice one!
So, oh wait, we knew the password? There's a robot down there. Charge!
Get ready! That's the last of them!
Tesla, bitch.
Process sweep.
Incoming!
Required.
Ah! You got him!
Okay, this Tesla can is pretty effective. Wait, what do we got here? Yep, this is Strat.
Down they go!
Holy shit, 61 hacking, damn. So, well, got the security code. Or, that's the wrong code apparently.
Two more.
Okay.
What happened to Miss McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Veil? Something you need? He's just interested in fixing stuff. He used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda.
I've not lately seen a man with a bigger armor, obvious crush.
I'm just glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, when Mr. Thompson said he was fired, we all expected the worst. If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help him get those data pads he wants. I'd like to do that for him.
Oh, me too, but I can't find the bloody damn third one. So yeah.
Wait, Phantom! You're not real! You're not real! Get away from me, Phantom! Shoot! Scram!
Oh, no, I'm not trying to hurt you.
You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting.
You're not imagining me.
Of course. Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
How long have you been down here?
Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever. My recollection's a touch fuzzy these days.
And what exactly do you do here?
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
What happened to this place?
Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium.
It's horrible. How could this have happened?
You mean, why did the Mechanicals go on a murderous rampage? Same reason any of us do, I suppose. The voices told them to do it. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out.
Oh, you should be how lucky you missed out. You mentioned being an engineer.
I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries. Repaired them, maintained, upgraded. Did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section.
Right. No, let's see. Sure, unless these mechanicals, you must know a way to stop them.
Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the Mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons.
I could deal with the mechanics. I made it this far, didn't I?
You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead.
Where's the fun of that? Mechanicals follow the behavior of the logic module. Someone tampered with it.
Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you.
I want to ask you
The
something.
tail. Definitely start with the tail. If you're feeling adventurous, the ears are a particular delicacy.
Okay. How have you been surviving all this time?
Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides.
Wait, months? So you ate sprats.
Braised, boiled, charred, skewered. Sprats are good eating, friend. Chock full of brain food.
Uh-huh.
I specialized in automechanicals.
I should go.
Here we go. Got them all. Incoming. Wow, not even a scratch.
Okay.
The power to Miss McDevitt.
Yeah, we already asked that. Parvati.
System performing in
Incoming.
performing an area. Panic secured.
Wait, who's shooting at me? Oh, yeah. We didn't so much reprogram them as we killed them. Apparently this was all of them.
That's the last. I'm not sure what the bite is. All I know is the decision's final. Where are we headed?
Shame you can't ask her what her thoughts are on it, huh?
Once we do this, there's no going back.
Right. That's a good point, Parvati. Wait, we got 6,700 bits? Really? About that, Parvati had a good point. As soon as we do this, there is no going back.
Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
Wouldn't mind hearing your opinion.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
The desert is our community. You can't just destroy what they built.
Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred?
Reed tells me Edgewater is going to die without workers and
That
power.
sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way.
See your point. I think I'm ready to make a decision.
Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
I tried to ask your opinion 3 times. I'm glad you did. I like hearing from you.
Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
Okay, so before I flip a switch here, I'm going to go around all of the towns and buying up all of the fancy shit that I want, because I imagine that as soon as I'm done here, I want to get the fuck out as fast as possible. And considering wherever I don't choose is going to be a wee little bit pissed at me, I think this is the only chance I'm going to get a few of the fancy items that I saw in their stores. Also, now that I think about it, I don't think I really talked very heavily to Adelaide. So maybe there are a few more options for dialogue. Thomas!
Any luck finding one of those manuals?
Oh yeah.
No kidding. Really? Well, which one?
Part 1, found it in Community Archives.
Look at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment.
Well, I've got more for you.
Well, don't keep me in suspense.
This is part 3, some stashed away in an old geothermal plant.
The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals.
Oh, it was.
That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
Okay, I'm not sure what that is. How long have you lived here?
Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious.
What were you doing out in the wilderness?
We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go, mostly on account of my incompetence. I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... we could really use... this isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you.
Speaking of Adelaide. Yo, Granny.
I'm listening.
When we first talked to you, someone had come to live here.
I am getting old, you know. These 2 lamps of mine are not as bright as they once were. Or I might have seen you for what you are.
And what's that?
Remains to be seen. Might be the man that saves the veil. Might be Reed's personal gun hand.
Save the veil?
People around here lack the strength to effect change. Or they have the strength, but not the will. You seem to have both.
Why are you telling me all this?
A little prattling never hurt anyone, dear. You might even catch a little sense if you listen close enough. I can't stop you from conducting your business down at the plant. I just want you to know that if you take our power away, you will have brought an end to our way of life.
Reed's making an offer in good faith. You should consider it.
If you think Reed does anything in good faith, then you are asking to be lied to.
You and Reed obviously have some sort of history.
That's because Reed was my boss. I was the cannery's one and only flavor specialist, you see. Remember that limited run of white chocolate saltuna? That was all me.
There's obviously more to it than that.
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
Okay. I'm guessing Reed has his own side of the story.
I could not possibly care less if he does. But you're surely welcome to ask him.
You've talked enough. Alright, back to Reed. Hey there, Reed.
Something on your mind?
Want to talk
Go
about
ahead.
something?
What?
Yeah, sometimes people move on. It's the way of things.
Scripture tells us we all have our purpose in the world. Our work shows us that purpose. We should not have to move on from it. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. We have lost even more to plague. But it is why we must square our shoulders and carry on. Lose ever... Go.
Don't blame
I know.
yourself.
The burden of leadership is responsibility. If my workers walked out on Edgewater, then I have failed them. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. We have lost even more to plague. But it is why we must square our shoulders and carry on.
Yeah, okay, so there's really nothing, no new dialogue. But yeah, let me explain what decision I'm going to make. I'm going to send the power to Edgewater. Not because I feel that they deserve it, but I think that's the best location around here, honestly. Because sure they managed to plant some trees over in the botanical lab, but that's because they had the know-how, and they have the same know. They can apply to Edgewater itself. There's a huge wall around it, but they don't have enough people to man the location. And over here, they really can't get support in any way possible. They got a bloody landing pad over there, and you know, in my opinion, it's just a sensible choice. I mean, they're not bloody gonna like it, obviously, but yeah. Redirect power. Redirect power to Edgewater. Later, this recorded special property has been logged. Please report yourself to designated supervisor immediate reprimand. Okay. So, let's have ourselves a little word with Adelaide. Hey, Zoe.
How do you expect me to enjoy the adventures of the masked marketeer with no power?
Well, that's your problem.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead.
No, that would be me.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit.
Friendly, aren't we?
This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it?
Because everyone needs to cooperate and you're too bloody blinded by your hatred to, see through that, and you're harming everyone with your actions by splitting your entire bloody community. So Brittany needs to speak up back.
You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
You're being unreasonable. Come back to Edgewater.
As long as Reed is still in Edgewater, I will not return. Those are my terms.
I'm willing to deal with Reed for you.
You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or are you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos?
Wait, that was not what I meant.
Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together.
Reed isn't just going to leave his post. I'll need some help convincing him.
Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients.
Okay. What happens when you run out of corpses?
Edgewater Cemetery's got corpses aplenty. Enough for a generation's worth of crops.
Okie dokie. Yo, Thomas.
Sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what to do is all.
Don't survive without pirates. Time to go back to Edgewater.
I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again.
So don't work at the cannery. You wanted to be an engineer.
You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox. It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater and I'm as good as dead to her.
Stay put. I'm going to try to talk Reed into stepping down.
You know where to find me.
Marauders can't see us in the dark. Wild canids, on the other hand.
There's nothing left for you here. Time to go back to Edgewater.
The matter's been weighing on me. Zoe came back, but I couldn't keep her from slipping out in the first place. Who's to say I could keep marauders from slipping in? I don't see us lasting more than a couple of weeks out here. I'm loath to admit it,
we're gonna have to make our peace with Thompson and hope he takes us back. Listen, we go back to Reed, hat in hand, begging for our old jobs back. Well, Adelaide's not gonna forgive us. She never talked to us again.
Don't do anything hasty, or I try to talk Green into stepping down.
Sure. Suit yourself. I'll be here.
So I wanted to do all of this in one episode, but I've already been like what, spending an hour and a half walking about and shit. So I'm gonna cut the episode right here. And next episode we're gonna have ourselves a little talk with Thompson, and if we can't talk him down, I'll just execute him, I guess, and try to solve the problem that way. It would be best for the community, but I'm not sure if everyone in town is going to go hostile or not. So that will be interesting to see. Anyway, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Nice movies. I'll see you guys next time.